and never lose sight of your mission. Be driven, this life is a prison if you don't have vision. You're in it to win it, so get it, don't miss it. Your chances now, so be something somehow. Don't let yourself.
Here is another example of asking anybody a setup question. Asking other setup questions like, I know, these setup questions are about the aides helping you count your own money. You still get the answer you don't want. But you can also stop asking these questions. Those questions are setup questions too. Almost any question can be a setup question. We just gotta learn how to quit when a person tells us to quit. We can't always be in our dad's face, forcing him to talk about computers, or forcing him to... So the setup questions that you might ask people is your brain a computer? People may give you the answer to make you mad, but we have been over that we can't be upset because it will hurt you. And we can't be asking setup questions because setup questions will make us upset. When we go around asking people to say the same question over and over again, people don't want to always talk to you, or people don't always want to talk to me if I'm constantly asking them the same question over and over again. Maybe they have told you something you didn't like, or maybe they have told me something I didn't like in the past, but that was all done and over with. We can now continue on talking about something new if I already know the answer. But even though I talked about it with Stephanie, I want to talk about it with my father also. But sometimes that doesn't always work. I have to leave my dad alone when he tells me to leave him alone and quit when he tells me to quit. As you can see, I have a really bad bruise on my ear. And you know where I got that bruise from? I was messing around asking setup questions, and I got restrained. It was not like a school restraint, it was a home restraint. He hurted my ear, and he left a mark on my ear because I was getting restrained, and the restraint left a mark on my ear. He was holding a pillow because I felt like I couldn't breathe. I felt like I was choking. Probably I shouldn't be asking anybody setup questions that you know is going to make them upset or hurt or want to hurt you. These setup questions really do make people upset, and they want to hurt you when they get upset. Well, I'm always going to follow the rules. And remember that people don't want to be bothered. So we want to be able to leave them alone and give them some time for their self. Even though some questions may sound like that you're not actually asking, is your brain a computer? You're asking, is your brain like a computer? Sometimes some questions may be asking that, but you still might have to give people a break because people don't want to talk about it at all. Meaning people don't want to talk about the brain being a computer at all. So you just have to give them a break. People have talked to me all day and all year and all night about these topics. But now I'm still working on trying to talk to my dad about the brain being a computer, and it still has not worked. It still hasn't worked. That takes attempts of a lot of tries to get that to work. But now, since I started qualifying and using statements, now using statements is not worth anymore. Because you know why? my dad gave up on it and said, forget about it. I'm not going to talk to Henry about computers anymore. So he gave up on it and he stopped doing questions and he took a break from the questions because he was tired of me asking the same question over and over again. That's what would happen if I were to do that. Now think again. If I were to ask my dad the same question over and over again, then he would not want to talk to me about computers. And this means I would feel really terrible without having the topic discussed. I would feel terrible without having my topic be discussed. And when I feel like that, then people have to agree that not everybody wants to talk about the brain being a computer or computer topics. It looks like to him, some of those computer topics don't even make sense to him. But yeah, to say, I know that Grandma told me Catherine is fiction, but I try not to get angry, because when I get angry, it's bad for me and it could kill me. So getting angry is possibly bad for me. I don't want to have too much of the anger, drawing attention on my day where I can have fun. And I really appreciate that those submission sites should work. And even if they're not working, I'm still actually making a video without submission sites, without needing any type of submission site to put a video on, like television or TV, regular TV. But instead I'm just using YouTube to put videos on TV. Okay, guys, that's all I have for you about the setup questions and the zones that they lead to. Setup questions lead to the yellow zone, and the bad setup questions lead to the red zone. That's why we don't ask people those. And that's why I won't ask people those setup questions. I will never go downstairs and try to ask Grandma, is Catherine a true book? Because I know what she might say. She will say it's not. That's why I'm not going to go down there asking her that question. Maybe I would be alright with asking my dad if I could talk to him later. But he's probably gonna say if I keep asking him, then he's not gonna talk. So that's it for these videos about how to stay safe around setup questions. Goodbye.